this is kind of an adage we as coaches got together. The men must play, right? We had to create some conditions where most physically developed players could contribute in our defense in a meaningful way. The challenge we had when we looked at it is we had some kids that were maybe not the, how do I say this nicely? Maybe weren't the smartest football players. Their football IQ wasn't super high, but they had the body. Okay, they were physically developed. We had to find a way to get them on the field more than just kickoff team. Okay, because that's an easy one. Cut them loose, run down, tackle the ball, stay in your lane. Okay, they can usually handle that, but maybe they couldn't handle our scheme. Our scheme's pretty basic and simple for that reason. But we wanted a way to get these guys in the field. We have had kids, and this is not an exaggeration. We had kids that had 0 varsity snaps their junior year. And this is we play a lot of sophomores and stuff. It's not like we just have these senior classes reloaded every single year or anything like that. They didn't play any varsity snaps, not even on specials their junior year, and they've been major players their senior year. And that's not an exaggeration. One that I'm thinking of, he was the conference defensive player of the year. We kind of sat down as coaches and laughed afterwards. It's like he didn't play a single varsity snap. Not a meaningful one anyway. He maybe played some mop-up duty in the fourth quarter, things like that. But he was physically developed. We developed him throughout the year, gave him some confidence to use those tools, and by the time his senior year rolled around, he was ready to step up to the plate. And the confidence was a big piece of that I'll be mentioning and talking about. If we wouldn't have done attack and development and given him those reps in practice as far as being able to execute those skills, he would have been the kid that, well, we can put him on kickoff team, and I guess that's all we can use him for, and it's kind of a shame. I think everybody's had that experience with a player where you look at him, geez, he should be able to help us more. And we got to use an open role, that's all he knows how to do. We tried to get around that by approaching the problem differently. So this is the process we used. We identified who are good tacklers. Wrestlers are good tacklers. I think that's pretty universal. Has been for us anyway. They know how to take people off their feet. They have a lot of confidence because they've done that. Kids that are already performing at high levels, your best players, they tend to be some of your better tacklers. Okay, and the kids we perceive to be tough or hard-nosed, the ones that aren't really afraid to tackle, tend to be better tacklers. So how do we go around? Why are they good? Wrestlers, they have high volume repetition, working body leverage. Okay, they have high confidence in one-on-one situations. All right, so we're trying to develop some themes here. We're trying to develop 2 things that we found that are common to these groups of people that are awesome tacklers on our team, and then try to find a way to infuse that into the team. Maybe those guys don't fit those traditional groups. Okay, so high-level players, they typically receive a higher number of reps in practice. If you think about your team time, everybody gets at indie time. We really tried to. It's tough. It's tough when you're preparing for a week to really make sure that you're giving everybody a lot of reps. As the season goes on, you do pare down. Your guys that are starting tend to get more reps. It's just kind of a reality of how that stuff works. Maybe some of those developmental guys don't get stuff much more than indie time. So success breeds confidence there, and they're successful already, so they have confidence in their abilities to do that thing. And then I have this last category, and a few names come to mind in my head right now. Tough kids. Kids that have experienced physical situations. They're either in other sports, and I say other contexts. It's a really nice way of saying that maybe they're a little bit of our roughnecks. Okay, they're tough kids. They have higher confidence in their ability because they've, maybe they're the kid, and we preach character, but maybe they're the kid that maybe gets a little bit of scraps here and there. Okay, in middle school and early in freshman year. There's a couple guys I'm thinking of right now that we really grabbed. We've given them a positive outlook for that, and really changed the trajectory in life too, which is the big positive there, what we're all after. So how do we make them? We create opportunity for repetition practice, make it game-like, competitive, and create opportunities for positive reinforcement. Okay, so we really want to make an effort to reinforce positively in a very public fashion. When a young kid does something really well, we want him to hear it, we want the other young kids to hear it, we want the older kids to hear it, because that gives that kid credibility in the older kid's eyes, and it gives what he's doing credibility in the rest of his peers. So we want to make sure that we're finding ways to praise him positively for sticking his nose in and we see a drill, we see him wrap legs and take a guy down, and we really want to build them up. Okay, drills are opportunities. Okay, drills are opportunities to do that, and the one thing is we also kind of have a belief that bumps and bruises that we give each other end up being worth it. If we don't tackle in practice, we don't have these opportunities in practice to do this stuff, our kids aren't as confident on the field, and it kind of doesn't matter on the football field anyway. Because we didn't get that opportunity to have those repetitions. All right, so getting into the stuff, the drills. This is what I hope you can take, hopefully, a few of these away. If any of these are unclear, I was telling Coach Yashinsky, I don't have a bunch of fancy video. We just got Enzo camera last year, guys, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff as far as video, but I have a lot of stuff diagrammed up. And I'm more than willing to elaborate and explain and tell you how we use these things and how these have evolved for us. We do like to start the practice with competitive drill that involves tackling. Okay? We try to get something that's going to involve all of our kids. Even the kid that is number 5 on the depth chart at D-tackle, which is, I used to coach D-tackle, so I know what that means. Well, he's not fast enough to be a linebacker, and he's kind of a big kid, but you don't really know what to do with him. D-tackle is kind of a catch-all for the defense, it seems like. I don't know why that is.
Stay puff commercial.
Yeah, there you go. So this gives a couple things. I think it gives us credibility as coaches when we do this. The kid that we all have these kids that they do all the right things, they do all you ask, they're a little short on the ability end of things, and they have a tough time getting a lot of playing time. Even though they're doing everything you ask, they're awesome kids, they're working their tail off. You want to reward them, and you find opportunities to do it, but in their mind, they want to be that guy in the rotation. They want to be a starter, and it's just probably not in the cards. And every team has those guys. It gives us credibility because we're giving them opportunities in practice to show. And when on the occasion that one of these kids really starts to shine in those drills, now that's their vehicle. That's their vehicle to playing time. And then if they're doing that drill a lot, and they're making some errors where they're not able to successfully tackle, then it gives us credibility when we say, hey, there's a couple things that you really need to work on, and we can go back over and reinforce the funny time, and you know what, tomorrow, we did it on Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, you're going to get another opportunity. Okay, obviously on Thursdays before games, we're backing off, and Mondays we're not as physical. Tuesday, Wednesday are good days. But I think that gives us credibility as coaches, and it makes there's a sense of equity there and opportunity. It's not they just get the indie time and then the number 1 guys get all the reps and team, and well, coach never let me show what I was capable of doing. Okay, kind of removes that from the equation. All right. It also eliminates the get through practice mentality, which I don't know if any of you guys know Casey. He's a fiery guy. I consider myself to be high energy, and I'm not anywhere close. And if he senses that in practice, one of these drills is coming out. We might be through any time, we're getting ready to start the team, and it seems like it's always on a defensive day. I don't know why it is, because he runs the offense. But he senses that we're just trying to go through the motions and get through practice. All of a sudden we're doing Jimmy drill. All of a sudden we're doing Tennessee 7. I'll get into that in a second. But maybe we're doing it for 5 minutes. But it does tend to snap them out of it. And some of our kids actually really enjoy that when that happens. They get excited, which is what we want to see as coaches. We want to see kids get excited about playing football and being physical. So we have these 3 that we use for tone setters. I'll go through a couple variations on a few of them. I'm not going to save my best one for last. I'm going to put my best one first.